And that was nothing. All right, we're about to do better than that. We're going to do an alligator show at the end today. All right, guys. I said, how's everybody doing today? All right, we're over that. My name is Caleb. This right here is Duke. We'd like to welcome you guys down to Gator Beach World Race Alligator Park, located down here in beautiful Destin, Florida, guys. And we're going to do a little bit of an alligator feeding show for you guys today. So Duke here's going to be feeding the alligators a little bit of raw meat, getting them to jump out of the water, go crazy, everything of that sort. And while Duke here is speaking of the alligators, the raw meat, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about our park and a little bit about alligators in general. Now, to get it started off, I want to get to see where you guys are all from. So shout out to your home states. Where's everybody from here today? Houston, so I got some Texas people, Alabama, Detroit, Tennessee, Mississippi, Arizona. All right, well, we got a lot of people down here today. Some of those places have alligators, some of those places don't have alligators. But since you guys are all here today, let's talk about Florida. Florida is home to currently 1.3 million alligators. There's one alligator per every fresh body of water, or one alligator per every 11 person here in Florida. When you guys are down here, especially here in Destin, there are absolutely alligators, folks. Believe it or not. They caught a 12-foot alligator over there at our Destin Commons last year, and there was a 6-foot alligator over there at Crown Island last year as well. So there absolutely are alligators in this area. Now, alligators are naturally freshwater animals. They don't like to be in salt water. So the alligator that was over there at Crown Island, they had to actually catch and release into a different body of water, just so it wouldn't harm them. But for the most part, alligators are found in lakes, rivers, ponds, Walmart, puddles, stuff like that. You naturally want to find alligators. Now, to kind of tell you guys a little bit about Gator Beach, we are home to over 200 live American alligators, all right? Two types of alligators in the world. I keep on saying American because there's only American alligators and there's Chinese alligators. Those are the only two types of alligators in the entire world. And Gator Beach is home to over 200 of them down here. Now, in the pond, there's 65 alligators scattered amongst the property, including our yearling falls, our hypomelanistic alligators, our hatchings, and our other hatchings. We're going to find the rest of our alligators, and they're all saved alligators. And what that means is they come from purses and belt farms where they were supposed to be used for products like purses, belts, shoes, meats, boots, everything of that sort. But instead of going to the farms and getting the alligator as products, we actually just go and get the entire alligator at 2 weeks old, and then we raise them until 6.5 years old, or around 6.5 feet. Now, the reason that we raise them until 6.5 feet or 6 years old is because in the alligator world, 6.5 is when alligators start to become extremely territorial, cannibalistic, and they start the mating process, which is not too family friendly. So we have to send our alligators off to other exhibits that house larger alligators, to places exactly like this, just larger. Now, since these are American alligators, they're going to get up to 10 to 15 feet and live up to 85 years old. Male alligators are going to be 12 to 15, while female alligators are 8 to 10 on average feet, naturally. But to kind of talk about the world record alligator, the world record alligator was actually 19 feet and 2 inches long. It was caught back in 1890 by the son of the man that created Tabasco sauce. It was 120 years old and weighed over 2,000 pounds. And they said when an alligator walked the earth, his back was about 4 feet off the ground, about the height of the handrails you guys are leaning on right now. That's how big the alligator was. So a monster of an alligator. Now we actually have a 2D model of that alligator right here. Behind you guys on the ground, there's a metal cutout on the floor of that world record alligator. And as you guys walk into our restaurant, or are leaving our restaurant, there is a 3D model on that billboard sign directly outside the restaurant. So you can see how large that alligator was. Like I said, it was a monster of an alligator. Now, let's kind of talk about how fast alligators are and how lazy they are. So alligators are very, very lazy animals, okay? When I got hired here, I first thought I was going to teach alligators to jump out of rings and stuff like that, and through hoops and all that fun stuff. But believe it or not, guys, alligators are super lazy. 85% of an alligator's life is either sleeping, eating, or pooping. That's really all they do. They're just like teenagers. That's all they do for the majority of their lives. But they've been doing that for millions of years, and they'll continue to do that for millions of years. Now, believe it or not, as lazy as those alligators look, they can actually be pretty fast. On land, alligators can run anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, 10 to 15 miles per hour doesn't sound that fast, but in comparison, it's like the same speed as like Tom Brady. So as long as you can outrun Tom Brady, you can outrun an alligator. Now, in water though, alligators can swim up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. In comparison, Michael Phelps was only 8.5 miles per hour. So you're not going to be able to outswim an alligator, but like I said, you may be able to outrun an alligator. Now, growing up, a lot of people learn that if you are to get away from an alligator, usually run a zigzag or a serpentine or figure eight or everything of that sort. That's actually all an urban myth, folks. The quickest way from point A to point B is a straight line. So if you run a straight line, you have the best chance of getting away from an alligator, then you do zigzag in their territory. So something you guys want to kind of remember as you guys are down here in our Florida environment. Now, to kind of talk about how many alligators we have in the United States, we have 6 million alligators here in the U.S. Like I said, 1.3 million alligators here in Florida, 1.5 in Louisiana, and then just they're scattered amongst 11 states as far as North Carolina, so as low as the Everglades, and as west as Texas. Those Texas folks here, there's actually 500,000 alligators in the state of Texas, which is crazy because out of our 1.3 million alligators that we have here in Florida, over 500,000 of those alligators are just located in our Everglades. So you can kind of swap our Everglades with Texas, and the numbers should even out. Now, as we're feeding the alligators right here, you may notice that the alligators are jumping pretty high out of the water to get the food. And no matter how old an alligator is, no matter how big an alligator is, they're able to jump their entire body length out of the water if they truly wanted to. The only issue is the alligators are just super lazy, so for the most part, they don't want to. They just want the food to drop beside them and they'll eat it. But if they really wanted to, they absolutely could have jumped pretty high. Now, we're going to kind of talk about bite force on alligators. So let's take the smallest alligator that you guys see down there, the smallest looking alligator. That alligator can already bite down to 350 pounds per square inch of force. Full-grown pit bulls are around 250, full-grown adult males are around 180. So even like I said, the smallest of lizard alligators down there can definitely take your finger off if we wanted to. Now, as alligators get older, the bite force gets significantly stronger, all the way up to around 2,000 pounds per square inch of force, which is second in the animal kingdom when it comes down to bite forces. Number one is actually going to be their cousin, the crocodile. At 3,500 pounds, they estimate all the way up to 5,000 pounds per square inch of force. So a huge, huge bite force for crocodiles and alligators alike. Now, we'll kind of talk about some differences between alligators and crocodiles. That's a big question that we got here at Gator Beach. What is the difference? And really the biggest difference is their size, right, and head shape. Size-wise, alligators are 10 to 15 feet, while crocodiles are 15 to 25 feet. And then head shape-wise, alligators have a shorter C-shaped snout, while crocodiles have a longer V-shaped snout. So we like to say V for violent for crocodiles because they produce 1,000 fatalities a year, and then C for cautious for alligators because they produce 1 fatality every 3 years. So very different animals. Crocodiles are the scary ones that you see in the movies and the TV shows that sometimes are portrayed as alligators. But alligators really are nothing like what you think. They're just very, very lazy animals, while crocodiles are the active ones that actively hunt humans. So that's kind of something to remember. Alligators are not as bad as you think. Now, we have a few pieces of food that we're going to be tossing down here, getting the alligators active, the last few pieces. Just chuck them all, get them all down there for me. And the last two important facts that we have for you guys before we head out here today, as we do our feeding grand finale, is that A, make sure you guys do not feed alligators in the wild. The reason is A, it's illegal, and then B, it's also very dangerous for humans and alligators alike. So just kind of remember that in both parts. Now, the next thing that I have for you guys is make sure you guys are paying attention when you swim at nighttime down here in Florida. The reason is alligators are nocturnal, so they hunt at nighttime. So if you guys are down here, you're swimming in a body of water that looks like this at nighttime, more than likely there's an alligator in that body of water. If you see a sign that says beware of alligators, folks. As alligators get older, they turn darker in coloration until they're all black in color. And then at that point in time, they only need 2 inches to camouflage themselves underneath the water's edge. So an alligator can disappear and then reappear without you really noticing. And then the last thing is make sure you guys know that alligators have the ability to hold their breath underwater from anywhere from 4 hours all the way up to 8 hours at a time. So just because you don't see an alligator for an hour or two at a body of water does not mean that alligator is not there. They are masters at camouflage, they're masters at holding their breath. They've been around for millions of years, so they're pretty cool animals, but they're very smart animals. So make sure you guys are staying cautious when you guys are down here. Now, before we leave here today, if you guys could give a big round of applause for feeding our alligators, dude, thank you so much. And on behalf of Gator Beach, you guys all have a great day.
They ain't very big, are they?
Nah. Is this all they got here?
As far as I know. They ain't big.
Nah, they're small gators. I think that's the biggest one there. Biggest one probably right there.
Yeah.
They're small gators. You usually see these every day, everywhere in Florida.
Where at?
There's anywhere. There's a water.
Really?
Are you from Florida?
No, I'm from Tennessee.
Yeah, man. Anywhere you find a water in Florida, there's a gator in there.
Really?
Yeah. Anywhere. It could be a spit on the ground. There's a gator in there. I'm serious, man.
Look, Mom, this guy right here.
Daniel.
Baby alligators.
They look like little statues. They look like little statues. They all just stand.